Oh, champs, this is going to be a good video for you today. We're going to be going through some Elliott waves here on Bitcoin. I want to be talking you through the last level that we have on the Bitcoin chart prior to all-time highs. This is a daily level at $123,352. It has currently been hit and has formed a rejection. And if you are a very aggressive short trader, you could have taken a short trade right now. You would actually be in profits on that short. So I want to be talking you through that, of course, looking at the Elliott waves and, the open trades that I have and what we'll be looking at over the next. This video is going to be focused, I would say, on the next 4 days of price action as we go into the weekend, the CME Open on Sunday night and early next week. So it's going to be an action-packed video. I hope that you thoroughly enjoy it. I've actually just got out of my swimming pool. I got out of the pool. I saw Bitcoin heading towards all-time highs, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a very quick YouTube update for everyone as we go into the weekend. I'm in a very good mood and very positive as always. So I hope that I can pass this energy on to you as we enjoy another wonderful weekend. Starting off here, of course, look at this. Bitcoin, look at that. I've offered that daily level of resistance, $123,352. That is the last level here of resistance on the whole of the chart. This was the last level. As you can see, we've come into that level and we have got a rejection from it. So if you were a very aggressive trader, you could have taken that short and you would be in profits right now. I do believe if you shorted that level, you're probably already aggressively locked in a take profit one. Myself, personally, I did not take the short. Of course, if I took the short, I would be in profits. Amazing. But I didn't take the short, right? So I will talk you through why I have not taken that short. But I want to just very quickly summarize before I move on to a little bit of an Elliott wave perspective. Of course, these are the trades I'm going to be talking through. This is the challenge account that I opened actually 1 month ago today. It was at $26,000 opening account value. We're now on $56,000, so the account continues to grow ever so lovely indeed. And that has, of course, also got this wonderful long on Solana. I also have on my other accounts longs on Ethereum, but it just goes to show, right? I want to just talk about this before we get to the analysis. That this has all happened very quickly, right? From the 26th, 25th of September, where we putting in all these lows, to here on the 3rd of October. Well, this is just over a week, and the sentiment here has changed greatly. Right, when we were taking these longs at the lows, everyone was super bearish, right? When you look at Ethereum, when you look at Bitcoin, when you look at Solana, everyone was starting to get very bearish at those lows. But this is where it really pays to have the confidence. You got to have, you don't get scared on the jobs. You got to have the confidence to long those large pullbacks, and whether it's Solana, whether it's loading up on Ethereum for the swing trades, Solana for the swing trades, Bitcoin for the swing trades, right? It's all being the same picture when you really think about it. And longing there at $107,000, it took some balls. Let's just say it took some great confidence in your analysis, and of course now that prediction pays dividends, so to speak. Anyway, with that said, as I told you, I was going to be looking at this wave 3 that I believe we're in. And just so you can understand here, this was a post from the 1st of October, of course, on Twitter. But I was making this very clear. If you just read along this little caption here, if you listen, you can make some absolutely epic profits. Absolutely epic profits indeed. Where we're going with this is, I've been talking through that I believe that this is a strong wave 3 at the moment. Now, again, this is what it looked like at the time. And this is my Elliott wave count here. We actually spent this is an hour-long stream, and I was dedicating this to Elliott waves. I knew Elliott waves, if we're going to get some predictions in here, we got to look at the Elliott waves. Of course, I also had a harmonic, which was leading to higher prices. But with the harmonic, that would have put in a high around 119, 120. But the Elliott waves were much more bullish, of course, looking towards all-time highs. I will just say in terms of that harmonic, that right now, I am not in any short trades. I am not in a short from that harmonic. And I do believe that we are heading towards all-time highs. Of course, I have all my long trades open. As you can see on this account here, there was not a single short trade taken during the whole of this rise. Opened my majority of longs at the lows, compounding those, took profits here at the highs. That's how I've got realized profit of nearly $400. Took profit here at the high, added it back on my compound, and then yeah, not a single short on this account during the whole of that rise. That really is trading this plan here from the longs at the lows, trading it to those all-time highs. But anyway, yeah, that harmonic I was also looking at. I'm not in a short from that harmonic at the moment, or I'm not going to be taking a short from that harmonic. Okay, so now we move on to this Elliott wave count. I'm just going to, of course, This, if I was going through the whole Elliott wave count, it would be another video like this, an hour long. I'm going to try and do this in literally under 5 minutes. So this is going to be a quicker update, but just to give you a little bit of a glimpse of the count, I already had this viewed as a, you know, a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're working on the 5th wave. And within this, I think this was a bit of a, you know, this is why I think people love chart champions. It's a unique perspective. This is my own original work, not copied from anyone, right? You see this count and now you're going to start to see it everywhere else because people love to copy chart champions. But anyway, the original count here, it was first. I viewed this as an original impulse. And then the way that I was looking at this really was a unique count, because I was thinking to myself, okay, we can actually put in here a bit of a complex, well, I say complex, but it was still at the end of the day a very nice flat pattern with the ABC, ABC, ABC to give you a very nice bullish flat there, right? And then what we'd actually been working on is this then having a complete correction, ABC. So ABC, that is the completed correction. And then this is working on a new 1, 2. We actually had a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And from within here, we had another complex, by the way, ABC, 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 to give you a complex WXY. And this is where, you know, you have to have good Elliott wave knowledge. But what we could say, what many people would say, unlikely scenario, the Elliott wave count really predicting this to be a strong move to the upside. Okay, I refer back to this post. As we were saying in this Champions live stream, this should be a quick, strong move up for wave 3. This is exactly what's happening, and it is because of this Elliott wave count, in my honest, humble opinion. It's Elliott wave count dictating it here. The complex correction finished. Again, a very deep pullback here. This was a deep pullback, but it was just a simple 1, 2. And then what happens after you finished a 1, 2? You look for a very strong, quick, impulsive move to the upside for what? Wave 3. That's what we're working on now, an internal 1, 2, 3. Of course, we can look for this 3, 4, 5 to give us the overall 3. And that is what we're going to be, you know, really having to analyze as we start to go into next week. I don't think we're going to get some crazy price action going into Friday night, but, you know, to get an understanding of this, you know, that really is the perspective that I got going on here. Of course, on here locally, as we can see, moving up into this daily level of resistance. And here on the 5-minute chart, you can see it's, you know, this is for me a very difficult, again, I have not taken this short trade, but I feel that's a very difficult short if you did take it. But hey, I know, you know, I know some people are just, maybe they got it, right? But not me. And this is the thing, right? As a trader, I'm happy to miss some trades. I'm not looking to take every single trade in the chart. I'm looking to take my nice swing trades. Solana $195. I've not touched it since. I'm not looking to take every single pivot on Solana. I'm not looking to trade every single pivot on Bitcoin, right? I'm just looking to get into my really nice, bam, home run trades. How many times have I told you I want the home run? I want that big winner. That's exactly what we're getting on this account. Again, this account over doubled now. Over doubled the account in 1 month of trading. 1 month. Actually, less than 1 month. Yeah, just under. But around 1 month of trading to over double your account, you know, that is not luck. This is skill. Longing the exact low on Bitcoin, longing the exact low on Solana. I also, again, I didn't have any margin left on this account, but on my main account, of course I did. I was also longing the exact lows on Ethereum. Right? There's no luck in that. I truly believe it is skill. You can make your own decision on that. And so, yeah, my Elliott wave perspective absolutely shows us going towards all-time highs next. This daily level, do I think, you know, I've been saying this before, like, would I open a long here at $123,500? No, you know, again, why would I not open a long here at $123,000? Because I went fully leveraged long at the lows to fill my longs around $108,000. So why on earth would I want a long at $123,000 when I'm long from 108, right? Doesn't make any sense. But even if I was in no trades at all, I would not be interested in long in $123,000. It's just not the way I trade. And again, it's like I was saying yesterday. If you watched my YouTube video yesterday, I was also saying I'm in no short trades at all. And again, I'm saying I'm in no short trades at all. But what I will say is if you want to, right, you got to wait for some weakness. And it's the same picture really here. If you just look at this strength of this move, like this is what, you know, I quote myself. There is nothing bearish about this chart. This chart is totally bullish. look at this. Since this rise, look at this. Just higher lows, 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 higher lows. Where is anything bearish on this? There simply isn't, right? Higher low, higher low. It's even pulling back into like a local CC, right? If I can get this magnet tool off, look at that. You even pull back into the local CC, right? So when you look from low to high, look at that. Into the CC, what was that this morning? Actually, I can shout out this. This was the absolute low of the move here, as you can see, 9:15 this morning. Igor, the legend himself, done a live stream this morning, and he actually called the exact low, by the way. He called the exact low, traded the exact low live on stream. So, yeah. So what we mean, like if you want to be trading along with the champs, Igor actually called and traded that exact low, but you can he and again, this is where like different analysis points to the same picture. Like you can see here, you hit into the CC. Igor was using much more complex analysis, but anyway, like he of course has absolutely nailed that long. So it just goes to show, you know, we cannot be looking for FOMO longs into the high, but there are intraday retracements into the sports. There are, of course, as you can see here, long opportunities. Igor absolutely smashing that long. So yeah, shout out to him. But, you know, where I'm going with this is, you know, if this is bouncing off CC Fibonacci, what's it doing? It's forming another higher low. How on earth can I be bearish while this thing is just making continuous higher highs and higher lows? You know, that for me is not something that I want to be, you know, want to be saying that, oh, I am bearish now. You know, absolutely, I am fully bullish. I would say there will be weakness locally coming in here. If we lose $120,000, for me, I would really now want to see $120,000 hold. If we lose $120,000, then that for me has got to have had some lower term time frame market structure change and some weakness creeping in. So I'd say $120,000 key. Maybe I will open a hedge should we lose that. But for now, I think going into the weekend, of course, the CME market is going to be closing in a few hours. Then we got, of course, the next key level for me will be simply the all-time high. Okay, so to see if we can get a little bit of a fake out of the all-time high, which of course will be a nice trade. But I think that will be the key for me now, like the all-time high pivot itself, and then seeing whether we get the fake out or the strength above that level. Now that for me will be key. During the weekend, I think we can form, a bit of a range. But as long as we maintain 120, I will be looking for above 124.5. If we lose 120, then that's where I will open my eyes to a larger retracement first. But overall, the whole structure within this, the Elliott wave perspective, everything does make me believe all-time highs will be broken. And that's why, should we get a larger dip, I will be here absolutely buying it. Of course, no financial advice. You can do whatever you want because this is just an entertainment educational video, as always. I will say this, if you want more from me and the rest of the team, live streams galore, live trading streams, you've got everything in your one-stop shop, home of trading, Chart Champions. I would just say that. If you want more, you know where to get it, chartchampions.com. Last thing I will say before we end, of course, my main exchange is Bybit. Forever and always love that exchange. I'm now trading a little bit more on BingX and also our new exchange partnership, which is Blowfin. So if you want a non-KYC exchange, globally available to absolutely everybody in the world, because it is not non-KYC, well, of course, do your own research and all that good stuff. But we do have a special partnership with Blowfin, and we're actually going to be opening up a new giveaway with them next week. So, yeah, there's going to be even more money given away. So, hope you're looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Hope you have a brilliant weekend. Anything that I want to say before I end here? I like to end with a little bit of I like to say wisdom. I will just say this, I suppose. You got to do two big mistakes that I see traders making. Mistake number one, okay, I would say the biggest mistake that I see people making recently is, I think, trying to short every single high. Okay, from the low when we broke out at $110,000 to where we are today at $123,000. I mean it. I really mean it. I think I've even been tweeting about this, right? Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of tweets, but I'll try and find one of them just to back up the point that I'm trying to make here. Just to back up the point. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Anyway. The point I'm trying to make is a lot of people were just trying to short every single high. Oh man, I don't know. Anyway, I will talk while looking. I see people trying to short and short and short and short and short. And I think that is the biggest mistake that you can make. If you are looking to take shorts, you have to have a very good game plan. Yeah, there we go. If you've been shorting and shorting and shorting and shorting, it's time to join the champs, right? I did take a scalp short. I did take a hedge short around $120,000. But guess what? That was a hedged trade, and it was a planned trade. It was within my plan. I didn't close longs. I was very, I knew exactly what I was doing. And I haven't been the trader that's shorting and shorting and shorting and shorting and shorting. And, I think that's the biggest mistake that I see number one people making. That is fully fueled out of emotionals, like the emotions of, I think they miss the low and then it's like a regret. They want it to go lower, so they just decide to short everything. And I think the second biggest mistake, biggest mistake number one is people taking way too many shorts. I don't know why they seem obsessed with taking so many shorts. But how to fix that? Well, you need to calm yourself down, have a plan, okay? And really, I mean, of course, it's going to take time, but educate yourself. Please, I think just stop trading and learn. That'd be my biggest tip. Just stop trading if you've been shorting all this rise, okay? And learn. Put yourself into the time to educate yourself, because there's been no reason to be shorting all of this rise. And the second mistake I see people making, I think it would be linked to that and just not understanding what hedging is. But I think to make it a different topic, and I want to wrap this up video now, so I would just say the bigger mistake number two is having no idea of risk management. People just have no idea when it comes to risk management. I'll say this: if you want a little bonus video from me in the next one, smash those likes. I'll give a little bit of a talk to do with risk management, how you can probably formulate your position sizes, but that's only if there's interest. I do think the majority of our audience do know that, but should there be enough interest, I'm happy to dedicate some time to it to help you there. But otherwise, yeah, we'll just go straight into the analysis. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this quick video. Hope you've enjoyed this rise to the upside, and what we're going to be looking at with the Elliott waves. Anyway, quick video from me. If you want more, where to get it, chartchampions.com. Thank you ever so much. Hope you've enjoyed it. That's me signing out. Goodbye.